Friends, this is a beautiful day that we're gathered here. We are gathered here together in the sight of God to witness and bless the joining together of Nicholas and Allison in a Christian marriage. The covenant of marriage was established by God, who created us male and female for each other. With his presence and power, Jesus graced a wedding at the Cana of Galilee. And in his sacrificial love, Jesus gave us the example of love that husband and wife are to have. Allison and Nicholas come together to give themselves to one another in this holy covenant. And now we ask them to declare their intention. So I ask you now, in the presence of God and these people, to declare your intention to enter into a union with one another through the grace of Jesus Christ, who calls you into union with himself, as acknowledged in your baptism. Allison, will you have Nicholas to be your husband, to live together in holy marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? So answer, I will.
I will.
Nicholas, will you have Allison to be your wife, to live together in holy marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? So answer, I will.
I will.
The marriage of Nicholas and Allison unites their families and creates a new one, and they ask for your blessing. Tony, who gives this woman for marriage?
Mother and I.
In the name of God, I, Nicholas, take you, Allison, to be my wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow.
In the name of God, I, Allison, take you, Nicholas, to be my husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we are parted by death.
The rings are an outward and visible sign of God's love and of their covenant together. The ring is a perfect symbol of God's love because it has no beginning and it has no end. And it's what we enter into the covenant as husband and wife, a covenant that has no beginning and has no end, that is always there and surrounds us with this covenant. Nick, it's him.
Nick.
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a sign of my vow.
as a sign of my vow.
With all that I am.
With all that I am.
And all that I have.
And all that I have.
I honor you.
I honor you.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
And of the Son.
And of the Son.
And of the Holy Spirit.
And of the Holy Spirit.
Allison,
I
give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a sign of my vow.
as a sign of my vow.
With all that I am.
With all that I am.
And all that I have.
And all that I have.
I honor you.
I honor you.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
And of the Son.
And of the Son.
And of the Holy Spirit.
And of the Holy Spirit.
And we're going to have the strength of God to keep us going. So this strand, not easily broken, represents to them what marriage is all about. Now, Nick and Allison, you have declared your consent and vows before God and this congregation. May God confirm your covenant and fill you both with grace. I announce to you that you are husband and wife in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, those whom God has joined together. Let no one put asunder. I give to you, Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Fowler. You may kiss your bride.
Allison and I were the friends that no one understood how they came to be. We're what you could say are polar opposites. I was into sports, and clearly if you've seen Allison run, she was not an athlete. I had an interesting friend group, but when Allison and I finally had lunch together, I ditched my friends to eat with my underclassman friend. But then there came a time where you didn't see one of us without the other. Allison and I have shared many great memories, like being 4-H camp counselors, her coming to my basketball games with signs. Nick came into our lives, yes, ours, when we were still in high school. They shared a love of sheep shows, judging contests, sheep shows, fairs, and you guessed it, sheep shows. I have been there for all of Allison's relationships, and Nick was the one she connected with, and we both knew was the one. Allison and I shared many things, definitely clothes, because we're the same size. But all kidding aside, we shared many small, quirky traditions. One in particular was the 4th of July. We would go and get ice cream at the Dairy Queen, and then we would meet my family at the pavilion for fireworks. This year, I watched my best friend share that tradition with Nick. Some friends would be upset, but I sat there and realized that there is always a time for traditions to be passed on. So Nick and Allison, as you start your new traditions in your life together, remember to love each other, laugh as much as possible, and don't forget to call me. So let's raise our glasses and toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Fowler.
Growing up, Nick set a goal that was kind of almost unattainable for me. He was someone who got straight A's going through high school, book smart, crazy book smart. And I was not so much. There was a time we was eating at a Steak and Shake, coming home from the livestock judging contest, and we was all sitting around the table just placing bets on how long these two would last. Well, they've certainly exceeded all of our bets, so congratulations. You guys are truly one of a kind and are made for each other. I wish nothing but happiness for the both of you for many years to come. So let's raise our glasses and toast the newlyweds.